was another American revolution and the people of God won. This that happened in 2024. That's another American revolution. And after this one, Europe, colonial Europe, will never, ever again have any control over America. Because if they control America, all you're going to see is the madness we saw in the 4 years that Biden was in power. Biden had absolutely no control of anything. Everything that the Democrats did to America and in America were dictated secretly from Europe. Trump said the United States has spent $200 billion more than Europe, and Europeans' money was guaranteed. Yeah, it was guaranteed. America's none. Just use America. Use America, get whatever you want. Isn't that how we went to US aid? The same CNN came out. The first thing they showed the world was, look at Donald Trump. You know, they always want to just stir up all these sentimental reactions against Trump. Look what he has done. All these people who suffer from HIV/AIDS in Africa. Trump no longer wants them to receive the needed aid, the drugs they need to stay alive. Now people are going to start dying everywhere in Africa. They're going to die everywhere, all over the place. But they did not tell you what USAID was doing. They did not tell you that USAID was using their money to sponsor terrorists or terrorism. They did not tell you that they were buying condoms for the Taliban. Hold on, let me see if I can actually pull up the document. The caption here says, at USAID, waste and abuse runs deep. I'm going to read everything. Just be with me, please. So that when you hear CNN, you see, when we started exposing the lies about USAID, they pulled it off. They no longer talk about it. But you see, for the few days after Trump pulled the plug on USAID and said, we are shutting them down, we are sending all the workers back home, CNN was all over the place, trying to demonize this man, trying to make it look like the man hates Africans. This was why I set up Africans for Trump International, to tell you the truth behind the lies that they have been telling you. So the caption here says, at USAID, waste and abuse runs deep. For decades, the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, has been unaccountable to taxpayers as it funnels massive sums of money to the ridiculous and, in many cases, malicious pet projects of entrenched bureaucrats with next to no oversight. Here are only a few examples of waste and abuse, only a few. $15 million to advance diversity, equity, and inclusion in where? In America? In Texas? No. In Serbia workplaces and business communities. In Serbia, far away Serbia. $70,000 for production of a DEI musical in Ireland. DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion musical in Ireland. That's USAID. $25 million for electric vehicles for Vietnam, USAID. $47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia. Transgender. You'll hear more about that. Watch. Okay? $32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru. USAID. But what were they telling you? They were telling you to pay attention to AIDS, virus, and all the medication you use to kill AIDS. Okay? Now, $2 million for sex changes and LGBTQ activism in Guatemala. $2 million. Sex changes, and you bet they were kids. And LGBTQ activism in Guatemala. USAID. So you know where all of that nonsense that was happening in Africa was coming from. Okay? $6 million to fund tourism in Egypt. Egypt, USAID. Hundreds of thousands of dollars for a non-profit linked to designated terrorist organizations, even after an inspector general launched an investigation. Designated terrorist organization, hundreds of thousands of dollars funneled to non-profit that is linked to a designated terrorist organization or designated terrorist organizations. USAID. Millions to EcoHealth Alliance, which was involved in research at the Wuhan lab. That is where they gave you COVID-19 from. Hundreds of thousands of meals that went to Al-Qaeda affiliated fighters in Syria. The ones that took over in Syria, affiliated with Al-Qaeda. Hundreds of thousands of meals, food supplied to Al-Qaeda Okay, can you see who is causing regime change around the world and then throwing in American enemies while removing American friends? How can they be loyal to America? That's why Marco Rubio said these guys act like they are larger than life. They don't even believe they owe any allegiance to the United States of America. Marco Rubio, the current U.S. Secretary of State, said it. The U.S. aid, they just act on their own. Their own loyalty is to a foreign power, not America. He said it. It's not over. This one, it says, funding to print personalized contraceptive birth control devices in developing countries. Of course, most of them including the ones in Africa. Contraceptives, birth control, mostly for our children in Africa. And then it says hundreds of millions of dollars to fund irrigation canals, farming equipment, and even fertilizer used to support the unprecedented poppy cultivation and heroin production in Afghanistan, benefiting the Taliban. Now we know why they left all those massive American military equipment behind in Afghanistan. Poppy, heroin, that is destroying American lives today. So when you see things like this, and you hear what CNN was saying to the people, mind controlling the people. I have another document where it talks about how they were using this for transgender activities and sex changes in Southern Africa. And of course, in most places. That's why I was telling someone, I had an interview with a South African TV recently. And I told them, go and check. If you come to Nigeria today and you attend a fashion show or fashion event, when you get there, you will be blown away to find out that almost every male in that place is almost like homosexual. It has become like a prerequisite for becoming a part of that community. Who are the people sponsoring this confusion amongst our young people, effeminating our men, confusing our children, and telling them that even though they were born male, they can become female, and even though they were born female, they can become male, and they causing those other ones that are much younger to get pregnant and then have abortion and then have sex changes and all kinds of lunacy supported with American money through U.S. aid. Nobody mentioned that to you. They were telling you that Trump hates Africa. That's why he pulled the plug on U.S. aid. There's another one I'm going to read for you. It says, transgender recognition in Bangladesh, Kosovo, Guatemala. How one U.S. aid employee shows what's wrong with the embattled agency. I'm not going to read everything, but I'm going to go down and read you something that will blow your mind. So it said this, according to an August 2021 U.S. aid blog post, included, okay, what is it? It said, as per his title, Leonelli was tasked with supporting the HOPS programs, protecting the human rights of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and intersex individuals globally. This is a guy that worked with U.S. aid. This is what his own department was meant to do. This is the role he was meant to play. So these people were really out to destroy natural humanity and then trench artificiality into our world, and they were doing it with the American taxpayers' money. So he said, according to an August 2021 U.S. aid blog post, the activities included effort resulting in Bangladesh adding a third gender option in its 2021 national census. A third gender. You wonder why Trump said it's now an official policy that there are only two genders, male and female. U.S. aid begs to differ. I get it for America. The next one, it says supporting gender-affirming healthcare in South Africa, including clinics administering hormone replacement therapy. Hormone replacement therapy in South Africa. These were the activities. And I bet in Uganda, in Nigeria, in different African countries, which is why Uganda rose up and said, we don't want it anymore. And they came after Uganda. We're taking our aid away from you for saying you choose life over death. The next one, it says, reducing transgender discrimination and advocating for legal gender recognition in Kosovo. In different parts of the world, agents of darkness. Darkness. They were just using American money to spread darkness and confusion all over the world. U.S. aid. The next one is increasing LGBTQI plus political participation in Guatemala. So they want to use their money to push LGBTQ people into government in Guatemala, creating a toolkit to enhance security protections for LGBTQI plus organizations in the Middle East and North Africa. Social media posts suggest Lionelli continued these activities under the USAID award that started in August 2022. He continued all of this, and they were sending money. So all this revolution, LGBTQ revolution that happened in Africa, USAID was used to fund them. These were the people who came to destroy our culture, to destroy our way of life, to confuse our children, to confuse everything we have known about mankind, about humanity, about nature, about everything that makes us African. And yet the media quickly ran to make you see that the man who just took an action to save our way of life is actually the enemy, and not the ones who have worked for years to destroy our way of life. This is why Joseph Okechukwu exists online. If you know how busy I am, I see people have been on my X begging me, oh, make a video, make a video. I'm looking at them, I'm like, you guys don't know what I do every day. 24 hours is not enough for me, but when I see these lies, I cannot but just put something out there. Do you know that my channel on YouTube has been demonetized for close to 7 months? I don't make a dime out of every video I post to you, but I have to make it because I don't care. I want you to know the truth. We cannot be alive and allow CNN, a tool of colonialism, to continue to brainwash and destroy our people, the mental faculty of our people, with lies that disconnect you from reality. If you listen to them over and over again, you see how they disconnect you immediately. That's why we have journalists in Nigeria and parts of Africa who are always spewing the garbage that they pick from the mainstream media, thinking that those ones are trustworthy, that they have integrity, that whatever they say must be well researched. But we have records upon records upon records of these people intentionally lying to the people of Africa and the rest of our world. And that's why people like me have decided to come out to always expose their lies. USAID. Let them come up with USAID again and tell us why Trump must kill USAID or why he must not kill USAID. Look at what USAID was doing around the world. All these things happening in Nigeria, you see children everywhere turning to gay and all. These were the guys sponsoring it. They wouldn't tell you that. They would just bring, hey, all the aid that comes to Africa. Who told you that Africa needs aid from anybody? All the resources we have is what European colonial powers are living off of. This is where France, did I not show you this in many of my videos? Jacques Chirac, the former president of France, he said, let's face the fact that without the resources from Africa, without Africa, France will return to the ranks of third world countries, not only France, but UK, all of them. Without Congo, without Nigeria, without Ghana, without Uganda, without all these countries, without Sierra Leone. You heard the one from the wife of the Sierra Leonean president. You heard what she said. They steal us dry because they feed off of what we've got. We don't need your freaking aid. Go to hell with your aid. What is USAID? One individual in Africa can afford everything that USAID has got to offer. They just take that money from taxpayers and they use it to promote satanic agenda, not just in Africa, but all over the world. Demons walking around in human form, telling children that somebody who just woke up one day from a bad dream and said, I'm a girl, can easily walk into the bathroom that is meant for girls and just there. Really? And they're raping children all over the place. And they go to sports and a man that has male chromosomes in him is fighting with a woman. This is the chaos that they funded with USAID. And the media won't show you that, but they will show you that there are people who are so. How many people in your country are suffering from HIV/AIDS? Be honest to yourself. In Africa, when was the last time you heard that somebody died of HIV/AIDS? But then compare it to the people who have died of hunger and insecurity. So if money was moving from USAID to go to organizations affiliated with Al-Qaeda, can you now imagine how Boko Haram gets all the funding that they need and all the things? If we look deeper, are you sure we're not going to find a connection that some of that money going to Al-Qaeda affiliate have also ended up with Boko Haram, since Boko Haram is also somehow affiliated with Al-Qaeda? The same people that are killing you are the ones you get in the media and you're protecting, you are defending them. Trump comes to expose. He doesn't mince words. That's why everybody follows him, because he doesn't know what is called political correctness. He's just like a normal everyday people. He doesn't know how to play politics. He's like everyday person. He sees black, he'll say, oh, this is black. If you lie, tell him, no, Mr. President, you have to be politically correct. Tell them that it's actually between white and gray. No. He'll tell that is black. That's how he is. His mouth, he doesn't hold it. He drops it there. Nobody says it's perfect, but the guy drops the truth. Raw. You hate him for that? I'm sorry for you. You've got another 4 more years of truth coming. And I bet you, my gut feelings tell me this, that after him, it's going to be this same legacy continuing. I don't see the Democrats and their evil agenda and ideology coming back to power for probably another 30 years or more. I don't see it. The world had enough. Not just the conservatives. Everybody had enough. We had enough of the confusion. We just needed a change. And God gave us one. We have to do everything within our power to make sure that this change outlives all of us. Otherwise, our world is doomed. I have a lot more to tell you, but we're going to let it end here for now. I would have loved to go deep into all the agreements that were signed between Russia, the Soviet Union, under Gorbachev, and the West. That there was not going to be any shift, any movement of NATO eastward. Not 1 inch eastward. Yeah, you can Google just not 1 inch eastward. Google it and you'll see what will come up. The agreements that were signed, the Budapest agreement that was signed, and all kinds of agreements that were signed that have been violated by this side. And you know what amazes me is how blatantly and confidently they can come out and lie, because they believe they have been able to brainwash everybody, so nobody thinks objectively anymore. Nobody has the power to think critically anymore. But there are still some of us left who have not been dumbed down with their chemtrails and their fluorides and all the nonsense. We can still think objectively and critically. So we will tell you the truth. Drum it into your brain until your brain receives it. Please do your own research. Stop drinking garbage, sewage water from CNN. That's all they do there. It's a sewage. What they feed you is sewage water. Believe me, that's what you're drinking from CNN. They're liars. And they were intentionally created to lie intentionally to all of us. And God has intentionally created us to refute all of the lies they dump on our people. Do your research, okay? We all are partners in this game. If we don't join our hands together, these people are going to damage us psychologically and turn us against our friends and draw us closer to our enemies. And to that I say, may God forbid. I love you with all my heart. Once again, I want to thank you guys for all the love you showered on me during this period of my celebration. The month of February has been so good that I almost thought to God, I said, God, can I just buy this month? It's been an amazing month, especially for this 2025. It's my year of Jubilee. And I'm really, truly, practically, pragmatically walking in Jubilee. And I pray that celebration will not cease in your own lives. God bless you. See you again very soon.